Welcome to Moorestown High School, where tonight Comcast presents a battle between two of the top girls soccer teams in South Jersey. It's the Rams of Gloucester Catholic paying a visit to the Quakers of Moorestown. Pleasant good evening to you all. Ed Benkin here with Mike Shute. Mike, you circle some of those games on the calendar early in the year, one of those great non-league matchups. You got number 1, number 3, two of the best teams in the business who certainly aren't shy about playing tough games out of the league.
Certainly not. Moorestown comes in 9-1. Their lone loss is a road loss to a non-league opponent, Petty School, which isn't even sanctioned by the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association to participate in postseason tournaments because they have fifth-year seniors playing on that squad. So that tells you the competition they're facing. And Gloucester Catholic perennially also always plays the tough schedule.
It's a matchup of a high-powered offense against a pretty stingy defense tonight. Gloucester Catholic, they can put the ball in the net. They've got a lot of different snipers who have been finding a way to get the ball into the net. One of them, Jean Vardabedian, is one of the best in the business.
The sophomore with 17 goals, Ed. She's leading the way for Gloucester Catholic, and 17 goals, that's a lot of putting the ball in the back of the net in just, if they played 13-0, I believe. So, she's certainly been keeping the opposing goalkeepers very busy.
And one opposing goalkeeper who's been busy shutting out opponents is the one on the Moorestown end who's got 8 shutouts this year, Mike. Very simple. If you get a goal against the keeper on the other side of the net from Moorestown, you better hang on to it. It's not easy to score against her.
Absolutely. Blair Santa Spirit, she's been stopping everything. 8 shutouts this year. Obviously, Moorestown with 9 wins and 1 loss, as I mentioned previous. So, if you don't score against Moorestown, you're not going to beat them. And Gloucester Catholic, as we said, has the high-powered offense. So it should be a very, very interesting matchup.
Great matchup tonight as these two teams tune up for the postseason. Gloucester Catholic and Moorestown. Could be a shake-up in the rankings after this game. We will see. We'll have more when we return. Stay with us on Comcast. Welcome back to Moorestown High School. Ed Benkin here with Mike Shute. We are underway. Girls soccer between Moorestown and Gloucester Catholic. The Rams going from right to left in the road maroon jerseys. The home Quakers and the home white jerseys going from left to right. And the Rams quickly rushing into Moorestown territory. And giving chase now for the Quakers is Taylor Chumney to try to work it out along the far side. Throw-in coming up now for the Quakers. Number 1 team in South Jersey, Gloucester Catholic number 3, unbeaten. Lenape is sandwiched in between them at number 2, but certainly, Mike, if Gloucester Catholic can pull the upset tonight, that may shake up the rankings a bit.
Absolutely. I mean, you'll certainly beat the number 1 team. You've got to move up regardless of what happens ahead of you. So, you can certainly see some changes depending on what happens tonight. And, of course, Ed, these two teams, both in the South Jersey Coaches Tournament as well, could face one another again this coming Sunday should they both win their next round match. That would be in the Coaches Tournament semifinals. They are in the same half of the bracket, so they could be seeing this could be a warm-up for Sunday's semifinal.
Funny to call this a warm-up, but you're right with these two teams. And we alluded to earlier how these coaches want to play each other because they want to toughen their non-league schedule, and neither team is afraid of playing the best competition, not just in South Jersey, but in the state.
This is the 3rd year in a row these two teams have had a scheduled regular season meeting, and Moorestown has 1 win. The two teams played to a draw last year.
Ball rolls out of bounds, so now a throw-in coming up for Moorestown as the Quakers, with 1 loss on the season, 9-1, Gloucester Catholic 13-0. As the ball rolls out of bounds, another throw-in coming up for Moorestown. We talk so much about how Moorestown is so strong in their own end, but they have a lot of snipers up front as well. And one of those, Jess Davis, trying to control that ball as it'll go out of bounds. So another throw-in coming up for the Quakers is getting set to take it is Chumney. Tries to get it towards the near side of the net. It is cleared out nicely. Is kicking it up in the air for Gloucester Catholic is Maceros. A free kick coming up here for the Rams as they'll look to clear it out. Talking to Kate Ormsby before the game, the head coach of Gloucester Catholic. She doesn't like coming here under the lights only because the last time they played here under the lights, they lost 5-0 to Moorestown.
Nothing wrong with a night like tonight, though. Perfect weather, the field conditions are pretty good for a game considering what the weather we've had over the past week or so. The field's in pretty good shape.
Nothing but flooding this past week, and now perfect soccer weather. It'll get a bit colder come tournament time with some of those games in the coaches tournament, as you're alluding to, scheduled late in the year. But right now, Moorestown trying to work it out of their own end. Here is Jess Davis again. There are 3 Davises on this Moorestown team, 2 of them twins, Alex and Samantha Davis, the freshmen. Coming up now for Ashley Schaefer for Gloucester Catholic, able to work it down the near side, but it goes off one of her teammates, and Moorestown gets it back. We alluded to earlier about one of the top snipers on this Gloucester Catholic squad, Jeannie Vartabedian, 17 goals on the season, tied for third in South Jersey.
And she is just a sophomore, and so certainly bright things ahead for Gloucester Catholic as well. But she's getting the job done this year, too.
Grable able to throw it in along the near side. It is knocked away. Now the Rams will try to work it out. Sent back ahead. Is fighting for it for Moorestown is Bigley. And we'll send it up to the far side as the Quakers look to control, but now a chance for Gloucester Catholic to break out after the call.
Our official there, and you see him in the yellow just running out of your picture, Paul Mayovich, calling the handball there.
So the Rams will try to send it ahead. Gloucester Catholic was able to control in the opening minute, but not really getting much of a chance to get any kind of chances on goal. Likewise for the Quakers, as it's sent back into Moorestown territory. Quakers trying to work it out. It comes back to the center of the field and able to boot it back out once again and send it back the other way is Schaefer. Throwing coming up for Gloucester Catholic.
And we were saying Jeannie Vartabedian, a sophomore, 17 goals. The number 2 scorer on Gloucester Catholic, Nicolette De Laurentiis, 8 goals, just a freshman. So yes, this is a bright future for the Gloucester Catholic Rams, but obviously, as I said, they're getting the job done this year too. The young team, but still, obviously showing the traditional power that Gloucester Catholic has been.
Great example too. Moorestown won the state championship last year, but 9 starters returned from last year, so they were also able to dominate, knowing they were going to have a pretty strong class coming back. Quakers having trouble so far. Good pressure by Gloucester Catholic. Once again in there is Schaefer, and now she's able to maintain control for the Rams. Nice pass along the far wing as it rolls into the corner, but now it rolls out of bounds. So a chance for Moorestown to throw it out. Opening 5 minutes gone by here in this first half. No scores. Both teams feeling each other out early on.
And Ed, we talk so much about the Gloucester Catholic offense. Their defense, pretty good too, is the goalkeepers, June Maloney, who is the starter and gets most of the playing time, along with Melissa Malilly, have combined for 7 shutouts between them. So, yes, they have some high-octane offense, but they've also been able to shut opponents down just like Moorestown has.
Now a chance for the Rams is trying to fight her way through is Graham. Abigail Graham unable to fight through as she looked to bring it back the other way. Now here come the Quakers working to our right. Now straight up the middle of the field. We'll make a nice little touch pass along the far side, and Moorestown will look to set up. No shots on goal for either side so far in this contest.
Stop!
Rolling out of bounds, and now a throw-in coming up for the Quakers. Bill Mulvihill will substitute in a lot of different players for his Moorestown squad. They have some pretty good depth as well.
Into the game for the Quakers, number 10.
Mulvihill in his 9th year with a career record of 135, 27, and 10.
You see him there sharing a smile with one of his players, and had a chance to talk to him before the game as well. He said, hey, is your team a little less hungry after you win the state title? He said, absolutely not. It's the reverse. They're hungry to keep it, and some teams have that drop-off. His team hasn't had that so far.
Moorestown! Moorestown!
So now a chance here for Moorestown as they will get a corner kick, first corner kick of the evening. And getting set to tee it up for Moorestown is Morrissey. Angling towards the net, batted away by Maloney as it rolls back to the far corner. Quakers looking to clear it out, and they do along the far side, trying to get it set back in. But Gloucester Catholic will look to clear the zone.
Re-entering the game for the Quakers, number 2, Jessica Davis.
As Jess Davis re-enters the game now for Moorestown. Throwing coming up now for the Quakers as they look to work it back up ahead, trying to turn with it now, looking to work it ahead of Samantha Davis. Sending it across, and it's knocked away, kicked high into the air by Abigail Graham. A couple of players collide now as the Rams try to clear it out, but kept in nicely. Good play to keep it in by Crable. And the pass up ahead goes high over the far side to the right of the goal, and as a result, Gloucester Catholic will get a chance to set up.
First shot opportunity for either team. Granted, a long shot, but a good idea nonetheless. When 2 goalkeepers are sitting around doing nothing, take a shot, fire one on goal, and see what happens. They may not be ready.
There's Kate Ormsby, reached a major milestone, Mike, earlier this year.
Yeah, collected her 100th career win this season. Now stands at 110, 21, and 5. The Gloucester Catholic coach.
2 outstanding coaches here, and you respect the fact that here it is in the middle of the coaches tournament where you said, as you mentioned, Mike, these 2 teams can meet again. The playoffs are coming up, and these 2 teams and these 2 programs, they want to play each other. They want to make themselves better for the postseason. High into the air as it's headed away now and trying to knock it back down to the Quakers. Battle for it in the center of the field. Trying to come up with it now for Gloucester Catholic is Maceros. And it's kicked back in along the near side. And now the Quakers with a chance. Coming up is Samantha Davis. Nice move by the freshman as she's able to work her way in. Kicks one across. A couple of teammates charging for the ball, but it's kicked away. And it goes to the far side where the Rams will look to clear.
Great skill by Davis there along the near sideline as she corralled that ball and was able to get by the defender. And again, good touch there as well.
Excellent touch on a few passes there. You'll see that on both sides tonight. And now the Rams looking to clear it out. It'll roll out of bounds. Bit of a mistake right there because it looked like Graham had a little more time to settle down and boot it out of her own end. Instead, a throw-in coming up now for Moorestown. Mabel trying to get it to one of her teammates out in front. Now the Rams will look to boot it out. Not much of a kick there as it will bounce short. Rams still trying to get it out. Kicked out of bounds. Another throw-in coming up for Moorestown. Couple of chances here for Gloucester Catholic to clear it out of their own end, and they have struggled. Now trying to fight her way through is Jess Davis. Now it's sent across. The shot goes wide of the near side. Is getting that shot away that time for Moorestown was Brooke Cantwell. Hit the side of the net, and now as a result, the Rams will get to clear it out.
But again, the good footwork along the near sideline from Samantha Davis. She got the pass over there for the shot. So she's been kind of the key right now at number 9 for Moorestown, keeping the ball moving and getting it towards the goal.
And Bill Mulvihill was raving about her top freshman scorer on this team, and she's just getting started here at Moorestown. It's amazing when you see these teams, as we alluded to earlier, so many good players, and a lot of them are coming back. Chance now for the Quakers to break in.
Davis again.
And it's kicked free as the Rams look to clear. Good pressure now by Moorestown. First sustained pressure in one end by either team. Ball takes a friendly Moorestown hop, and now the Quakers will work it along the near side. There is Samantha Davis battling there one-on-one, trying to get past one of the Rams and fighting in there, trying to get it through Schaefer. And a chance now coming up for Moorestown on the free kick.
Good battle going on down there between Davis and Schaefer. Those two both showing some skill and some toughness as well.
So now we'll get set to tee it up here. Not exactly a corner kick, but pretty close to it here.
Although also a direct kick, Ed. This shot, she could conceivably put the ball right in the net. I mean, it's an impossible angle, but it could, go on goal as well.
Heading that one wide was one of the Quakers in the middle of the field. Good thought that time, but just unable to hit the target.
That's the play you're looking for. Get it across, get someone on that far post, and hopefully try and bang a header through.
Kristen McAfee was the one who had that opportunity, just could not connect with it as it went wide. Rams will try to work it out, but the kick sails high. Notice some of the kicks coming back from the near side to the far side of the field. Wind picking up maybe just enough to change some of the way the kicks are going. Chance now for Moorestown once again for the throw-in. 28:44 to go in the scoreless first half between Moorestown and Gloucester Catholic.
Nice work here of Moorestown using the whole field, Ed, trying to spread things out, get the offense going.
Quakers unable to control. Nice play to take it away by Vardabedian, and here she comes, one of the top scorers in South Jersey. Battling with a couple of Moorestown Quakers, trying to slip through both of them. Still in control. Now she kicks it out of bounds. A chance for Moorestown to get the throw in.
Vardabedian showing the speed, though, Ed. Certainly a key to her 17 goals this year.
And her thought there was chip it up ahead and try to outrace the two Quakers to get to the ball. Was unable to do so. And now we have a foul called and a chance now for Gloucester Catholic on the kick. And some pushing and shoving, and so far the officials have pretty much been letting him play. Now we've seen a couple of calls and a chance now on the free kick upcoming for McCusker.
Looks like they got number 3, Erin Bagley, on that push-off.
McCusker with a good angling kick rolling towards the net. They try to get a head on it. Cannot. The second shot knocked down beautifully. Oh, what a tremendous save. Now it's poked in front as poking it in for the goal is firing it home. But the scramble in front of the net is Nikki Stone. The Rams celebrate. But I don't think this one is going to count. I saw the flag go up.
It does.
And it will count. We saw for a moment the Quakers kind of stop and think, well, maybe there wasn't a goal call, but it was Santa Spirit who made the save. And once Santa Spirit made the save, the ball came loose, and Mike, we have our first goal of the night.
Looks like she actually made at least 2 saves, Ed, because the header didn't come off as the shot was intended. Now, you'll see the first shot here, she'll get the stop. It rebounds quickly, and she'll stop it again right there. The shot actually right into her torso, and then the ball actually in the net before it was finished off there. So hard to see who got the goal.
Lady Ram goal by number 27.
But here's the official announcement. Casey Leroy, coming from the back to get that goal. A defender comes up and hammers it home. So good pressure put on by Gloucester Catholic because they just were relentless there.
Moorestown coming right back, but that shot cleared across by Kristen McAfee as she was looking for one of her teammates in front of the net, and that was making Crable going. So it's Leroy who gets the goal. We saw Varda Beating in there who took that second shot after the initial shot on goal. And we saw waiting on the doorstep was Nikki Stone, but as you've got a good look on that replay, Leroy was able to get it across the line first. So 1-0. We talked about how tough it is to score on Moorestown. Well, Gloucester Catholic's done it, and they've done it within the first 15 minutes. And Mike, ironically, Moorestown was the team that had a few chances right before that last play.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Ed. I mean, it was really all Moorestown offensively so far. That's Gloucester Catholic's first legitimate scoring opportunity, and they took advantage of it. And really, that's the name of the game. It's not how many shots you wind up with or how many saves your keeper makes, but how many times you can convert those good opportunities. And that, of course, was a very good opportunity. They were right on the doorstep, had 2 shots that were saved, but couldn't come up with that third stop.
You saw Santaspirit with those 2 saves. To give you perspective, Moorestown's won 9 games. She had shutouts in 8 of them so far this year. Now the Rams able to knock it ahead once again, and Santaspirit will take it on the hop and settle it down for Moorestown. So from Gloucester Catholic, certainly a big boost in momentum here early on, and now we'll see if anything changes the way that they play in their own end here still early in this first half. And for room now trying to get it across is Mary Chu. Nice pass across, goes off one of the legs of her teammates and now bounces free. Chu unable to recover as it bounces back to the center of the field, and now settling it down is Schaefer. Tips it into the Moorestown bench, so now the Quakers will get a throw in as Crable is set to send it back in. Now trying to kick it through is Brooke Cantwell. Rams able to settle it down and clear it back to the middle of the field with 25 minutes to go in the first half. Gloucester Catholic, the number 3 team, is taking a 1-0 lead on number 1 Moorestown, and now a foul called against the Rams. Bit of an extra shove there as trying to work her way through for Gloucester Catholic was Adelizi. Sent back into the Gloucester Catholic end, and now a chance for them to clear. Like we look at South Jersey, this is the fun time of year for the soccer fan with the coaches tournament underway, and again the playoffs right around the corner.
Coaches tournament very unique in South Jersey, where the top 16 teams, boys and girls actually soccer, as rated by the coaches, not necessarily by the newspapers polls, but as rated by the coaches, will play a tournament, and it really is a great tournament that just continues year after year to bring out the best in South Jersey soccer, and really it kind of gives some, the team's bragging rights as who's the best team in South Jersey.
Now the infraction will have a free kick coming up from Moorestown. That was Samantha Davis again trying to weave her way in. We talked about how there was a lot of rain, so the field's a little chopped up just from all the wet weather last week, but it has pretty much dried out for these 2 teams. Kicked into the wall of Gloucester Catholic Rams as they look to clear it out, sent back in again, but it goes a bit wide of the net. Only able to smother that attempt by Samantha Davis. The left-footed goalkeeper will boot it away up towards the middle of the field. And the Rams will try to work it along the far side. Nice touch pass, and now Gloucester Catholic will work on the far side. Going just out of the reach of one of the Rams. Chance for Moorestown now to throw it in. And wholesale substitutions for the Quakers. 4 new Moorestown players enter the field.
Just a little too much there on that touch pass, and Sarah Schaefer couldn't track it down. The right idea, though, working the sidelines.
So Moorestown having a couple of chances in this game, unable to find the back of the net. Gloucester Catholic with one flurry in front, and that's been the difference. They lead 1-0. Quakers try to work along the far side of the field. Looking to set it up now is Gamble. Sent ahead and now knocked away. Right near the sideline, and finally it'll bounce out of bounds. Another throw-in coming up for Moorestown.
Nice work by 25 there, Abigail Graham, getting that header and knocking it away, knocking away the crossing pass.
Battle now along the far corner, trying to control it that time was Morrissey. And another throw-in coming up for Moorestown. Davis now sending one through a maze of players. Quakers can't get a shot away. It's cleared out nicely by Gloucester Catholic, and the Rams will try to move it up to center. Kicking it up ahead now is Nikki Stone for Gloucester Catholic. Rams send it up ahead along the far side as they work it back into Quakers territory. Trying to work it in there is Maceros. And now a throw-in coming up for the Rams. Now Schaefer will look to send it up ahead, and now the Rams again working along that far side of the field, able to get free. A pass cleared towards the front of the net, knocked down, and it's kicked away, and now it's sent right back in again. Schaefer now trying to boom it across. It rolls towards the near side. Rams trying to keep it in bounds as the ball finally rolls out of bounds. Looked like it went off one of the feet of the Quakers, but Moorestown will get possession. Rolled out before one of the Moorestown players was able to get to it, and now Moorestown will get another throw-in. Sent back towards the middle. Rams just clear it back out again, but another chance for Moorestown to keep possession. Alex Davis will work it in along the near side. Knocked away. A bit of a collision there in the middle of the field, and Gloucester Catholic able to come away with it. Here comes Nikki Stone racing ahead, trying to chip it across. Almost was able to get it through, and now trying to spin and work her way free. Unable to do so is De Laurentiis.
And the goal is scored on a great shot there, low to the near side post. Fantastic shot, great one-timer just out of the reach of the keeper, and Gloucester Catholic shocking out to a quick 2-0 lead. Watch the give and go here. Moorestown couldn't knock it away, and they were able to get it back, and then 17 De Laurentiis just kept, 17 Nikki Stone just kept going, gets the wide open shot just out of the reach of the fingertips of the keeper.
And you have to beat Santaspirit with a perfect shot. She did right there. So the Gloucester Catholic Rams, coming in unbeaten, 13-0, playing the top team in South Jersey, have jumped out to a 2-0 lead nearly halfway through the first half. So the Rams showing off their offensive prowess here as they're able to pop two. And again, as you mentioned, Mike, not as many chances for Gloucester Catholic. They're making the most of them.
No, and Santaspirit got a hand on it, Ed, and really deflected it, but couldn't get enough of it to keep it out of the net. Great placement on the shot, really. Give all the credit to Stone for a fantastic placement of that shot. She had the time, too, but didn't take too much time. She was able to settle, see the ball, hit the ball how she would like, but did it on a one-touch play, so it didn't give the keeper too much time to get set for that.
Coach Hornsby may be rethinking her policy of not wanting to play Moorestown under the lights at this rate. She's got a 2-0 lead early on here, just past the halfway point of this first half. Now the Rams again trying to work through traffic. Nice play up ahead is trying to work it free now is Vardabedian. And now a chance for Gloucester Catholic to keep possession. 19.5 to play in this first half. Now Leroy will settle it back and watch one of her teammates do the honors on the direct kick. It's Abigail Graham. If Graham tries a short kick to get it up one of her teammates or tries to boom it towards the net and hope for a deflection. There it is, heading towards the net. Graham sending it free, and Santaspirit quickly comes out of the net to grab that one. Good aggressive play by the Quakers keeper.
And also good quick play to get that outlet pass. However, nicely done by Gloucester Catholic breaking that up. That could have been a great opportunity for Moorestown the other way, Ed. And a goalkeeper's job, yeah, stop shots and make the saves. But once in a while, you can get that offense going the other direction. If you're quick, if you can find an open player, you can make things happen.
Now the Quakers look to send it up ahead. That pass well anticipated by Gloucester Catholic, is picking that one off was Trebosh. That's some more contact now and a chance for Moorestown to kick it back up ahead. Gloucester Catholic 2, Moorestown nothing. There you see the score. With 18:28 to go in the opening half. A shocking start, and that's not a knock on Gloucester Catholic, just with the fact that we expected a tight game throughout. I don't think either side expected a 2-goal lead on either team so far tonight. Quakers now able to keep it in. It's punched ahead nicely. Able to knock it up ahead now and work it in is Weitzel. Rams able to work it back out again. Hustling after it now for Moorestown, looking to keep it in is Kaylee Brown. Rams able to take it away and send it up along the far side of the field. Fighting for it now, trying to get free is De Laurentiis. Unable to get to the ball in time. She will now give chase as the Quakers look to clear. Nice pass off the head of Samantha Davis as she's able to work it ahead, but now it's kicked right back towards the Moorestown bench. Throwing coming up for the Quakers.
The other individual for the Quakers, 23.
And a lot of substitutions by this Moorestown team and Bill Mulvihill early on. Up along the near side it goes. It is tipped away out of bounds, and now a throw coming up for Gloucester Catholic. Booted up ahead along the near side, giving chase for Gloucester Catholic is Nikki Stone. Stone was able to fire that shot and now able to get the pass from Chu and work it up ahead. Nice move by Stone. Trying to come in, fighting off 3 Quakers. Finally loses the ball, and back comes Moorestown the other way. Well, it's 2-0, and obviously Moorestown disappointed with this early start. But Mike, we're seeing some pretty impressive skills by a lot of players on both sides so far tonight.
And you're going to see that. I mean, these are the top 2 of the top 3 teams in South Jersey, possibly even the 2 top teams in South Jersey. And they're just skilled up and down the lineup. And you've got freshmen in there that are doing some of this. So you're clearly looking at the cream of the crop, no doubt.
Much of this from the feeder programs. Of course, Gloucester Catholic has players from all over South Jersey and come from a lot of great towns with youth soccer. Moorestown, you can even see it around here. A lot of youth players come out to see the games. And that's one of the big reasons why so many teams are so good year in and year out.
Push off there. We'll have a free kick for Gloucester Catholic.
So the Rams now with 16-12 to go in this opening half, leading by 2. Going to work it back into Moorestown territory. It's kicked ahead along the far wing. Giving chase now for Gloucester Catholic is McCusker. We'll try to keep it before it goes out of bounds. Now it does roll out of bounds. A chance now for Moorestown to work it out. Looked like that time going for the ball. McCusker was trying to knock it off one of the Quakers and forced the corner kick, unable to do so. So now Santa Spurt will get a chance to work it out for Moorestown. Elwell who will take the kick and send it up ahead. Rams trying to knock it down, get another chance. Rolls through a couple of Gloucester Catholic players, and now the Quakers send it up ahead. And once again, Mike, every time the Quakers try to break free along the wing, one of the Rams is there.
That time, Caitlin Maceros kind of misjudged the ball, took a high bounce over her head, and she gets called for pushing off. But prior to that, she did a great job of stopping the pass. And what she did, she's running on our broadcast from your left to right on the screen. The ball was coming at her the same direction she was running. She was able to stop, pivot, and make the clear.
Weitzel getting it in towards the front of the net. Quakers trying to get a shot on goal, headed up in the air, still loose right near the goal, trying to knock it out and then trying to knock it in. Is Samantha Davis as it's popped up to the far side to the right of the keeper, Maloney.
Ashley Schaefer, though, was able to get the big boot on it to clear it out of there. Looked like nobody really wanted to kick that ball one way or the other. It was just kind of bouncing around softly, and finally Schaefer able to bang it away.
And the Rams had a couple of chances to knock it out of the area, and they were able to get their heads on it, just popping it up in the air, and it gave the Quakers a couple more cracks at it near the net. So now Gloucester Catholic will look to work it out. 14-14 to go in the opening half. You see Gloucester Catholic getting set to kick it out with the 2-0 lead over the #1 team in South Jersey. Far side it goes out of bounds, and now a chance for Gloucester Catholic again to work it out. Schaefer now will direct traffic for Gloucester Catholic. Gloucester Catholic leading its division and rolling its way towards another Tri-County Royal Division Championship, 11-0. Everyone else in the division with at least 3 losses amongst division foes. 11-0, their overall record, 6-0. But again, they maintain their lead over Highland. Now they try to control and work it free, and now looking to work it up for Schaefer. Schaefer now along the far wing. A couple of players cutting towards the front of the net, and knocked away nicely. It'll still be a throw-in for Gloucester Catholic, but good play to break that up that time by Weitzel.
And Schaefer showing outstanding speed on that far sideline.
Rams look to chip it ahead, trying to get it along the front. There's a shot that goes high over the net. Is getting her foot on that one is Vardabedian, her first shot of the night.
Nice skill, though. Did you see how she was able to handle that ball? She took it from up high, got it down to her foot, controlled it, and then made the pivot for the shot. Very nice skill set there for Vardabedian.
So Moorestown looking to work it up the middle of the field. Rolling along the far side, a couple of players give chase, rolls out of bounds, and now a chance for Gloucester Catholic.
I want sunshine on my sunshine.
Well, this Gloucester Catholic squad, we mentioned how they were unbeaten coming into this game, and their focus is very simple. I know it sounds corny. 1 week, 1 game. Look ahead to what potential matchups you can have in the coaches tournament or the state tournament. They're just focused week in and week out. This is certainly a game, though, that was hard for them to overlook.
Both teams really, too, Ed. I mean, you know, this, as we mentioned, I mean, we're kind of harping on it, but I mean, these are two great teams, and you always look forward if you're on top and at the top of your game to play another team that's equal to you in terms of record, in terms of status in the region, whatever. I mean, you know, you always want to play the best.
Mary Chu was looking to work it up along the near side, was unable to do so, and now a few players battling for it right along the near side near the middle of the field. Chipped ahead, but nobody there. As chipping it ahead was McGinley looking for one of her teammates. Quakers able to settle it down. It's kicked up now into Gloucester Catholic territory. Giving chase now is Samantha Davis. Unable to get to the ball, knocked out of bounds, but still a throw-in coming up for Moorestown.
Ashley Schaefer again there to clear it away.
Somebody was going to throw it in. Now she'll yield to one of her teammates. Who's getting set to throw it in is Annie McGinley. Has the look of someone who wants to get it towards the net, as she does. Rams are there to knock it out. Now it bounces towards the net. A chance in front, just kicked away at the last moment. Is going after the ball, trying to get it in towards the net was Cantwell. Now the Rams will look to work it up middle of the field. Controlling nicely now and setting it up ahead is McCasker. And now Gloucester Catholic will look to settle things and set it up on the free kick.
Nice job, too, by Casey Leroy to make the clearing ball and get it out of there for Gloucester Catholic defensively. She's got the goal, and now she is a defender, but we saw her offense. We saw her play some big D right there.
And Leroy unable to control, so now Moorestown will send it up ahead along the far wing. Ball rolls out of bounds, but another throw-in coming up for Moorestown is trying to work it across once again with Samantha Davis. Now a throw-in coming up here, make that a kick coming up for Moorestown as they send it towards the middle of the field as we've hit the 10-minute mark. 10 minutes to go in the first half. 2-0 Gloucester Catholic on top. And again, Moorestown unable to get a shot away, and back on the Rams. Sent up ahead along the near side. Fighting for it now is Vardabedian, trying to split the defenders. Working her way in, knocked away at the last moment. But Vardabedian was one player away from going in for a clear chance on net.
But De Laurentiis, again, with a great pass, feeding it down the middle to give Vardabedian that opportunity.
Now looking to work it out once again is Samantha Davis. Up ahead along the near side. Bouncing back into Gloucester Catholic territory. There's Graham again for the Rams. Mike's talked about her a lot in the first half. She's been everywhere in her own end as that ball will go out of bounds. A chance now for Moorestown.
Entering the game for the Quakers, number 16, freshman, Alyssa Ogle.
Well, Alyssa Ogle, the freshman coming in. We've seen a lot of freshmen and sophomores in this senior-laden lineup for Moorestown tonight.
And actually, Samantha Davis has 8 goals. If I'm not mistaken, she's Moorestown's leading scorer this year.
She is, and some players, even when you're a freshman, even when you have to learn on the varsity level, it's just natural ability. We've seen some of her skills so far in this first half. So a couple of substitutions is back in for Gloucester Catholic is Nikki Stone.
Nikki Stone returns for the Lady Rams.
Throwing towards the middle of the field. Rams able to knock it out, and now they battle for it along the far side of the field. Good job that time to head it away. And it's knocking it out with Stone. Stone going after it along the far side of the field, unable to control, and back comes Moorestown. McAfee trying to work it up ahead. Once again, Schaefer able to send it up along the middle of the field for Gloucester Catholic. Now settling it down is De Laurentiis.
I'm very impressed with the way De Laurentiis plays, especially with her back to the defender and able to control the ball. She does a real nice job, and then able to shake away from defenders and make those passes.
Davis gathering it back in now, but chance for Gloucester Catholic. Davis is trying to work it ahead, just couldn't control it. Now Sarah Schaefer will set it in for Gloucester Catholic. Always out of bounds along the far side, and Mickey Stone was trying to go after that one, unable to get it, but the Rams again able to knock it back in again. Trying to get it set up towards the middle of the field. Turning now, trying to find room and get herself set. Unable to do so that time was De Laurentiis. Quakers set it up ahead, but look at the Rams hustling back as it rolls towards the near sideline. It will roll out of bounds, and the throw-in coming up for Gloucester Catholic.
It seems, Ed, like just Gloucester Catholic seems to have a little more energy out there tonight. Moorestown seems a little flat. They don't seem to be as aggressive to the ball.
It's exactly what it's looked like throughout the night here early on. And again, you expect both of these teams to be ready for a big game like this, but the Rams just one step ahead of the Quakers so far this evening. Unable to clear that time is Gloucester Catholic, and now trying to work it up along the far side for Moorestown. And now it goes back the other way. And the Quakers will control. 6:35 to go in the first half. Gloucester Catholic up by a score of 2-0. Until now, we'll kick it ahead for Moorestown. Kicked away nicely by the Rams. Big high hop that time, and Stone was unable to control. Now she runs into a couple of Quakers, and taking it away is Samantha Davis. Looking for a teammate far side as McGinley will chase after it. Lost the ball out of bounds, but a throw-in coming up now for Moorestown with 6 minutes to play in the opening half.
I think that last restart for Moorestown kind of showed an example out of the difference between the two teams. Gloucester Catholic had that one restart that they scored on early on. Moorestown's had a couple, and they just seem to not really be moving to the ball and kind of standing around. So, you know, aggression is going to be the key in the second half.
There was an aggressive play for a moment as that a chance on net was cleared away at the last moment. Trying to get in for a shot, and would have been a clear one, was the freshman Ogle. And there she is now with the ball, trying to work it in front. Let's see who this is off of. Looks like it's off of Moorestown. Would have been a corner kick if it had gone off one of the Rams.
And a good job by Gloucester Catholic back there to shield Ogle from getting to the ball and forcing that goal kick. I think it was again on the near sideline there. Ashley Schaefer, number 3, who we continue to talk about on the near sideline. She's had some tough assignments tonight so far.
Set up along the far wing now and trying to control for Gloucester Catholic is Sarah Schaefer. Ball rolls out of bounds along the far side. Moorestown will get a chance to throw it in. Moorestown looking for some kind of momentum here, down 2-0 in this first half. Ogle now, the freshman, trying to send it towards the net. Some contact made, but it'll roll out of bounds, and a chance now for Gloucester Catholic to work it out.
But you're seeing with Ogle in there that they're starting to make some progress. They're starting to have some aggression. They're starting to get some opportunities. So maybe she's brought some energy to the field that perhaps the Quakers did not have before that.
So now Gloucester Catholic will look to work it out of their own end. Here's the kick, and it'll come all the way towards the center of the field along the far side. Knocked up in the air now trying to work it across, getting tripped up a bit and able to force it ahead as Cantwell. Rams look to clear it out. Things getting, I almost don't want to use the word chippier, but a little more contact now we're seeing out on the field. Clear it out again as Abigail Graham just wanted to make sure she got that one out of her own end. Here comes Gloucester Catholic now as Stone will send it free, and now the Rams will look to attack. Sent across, and this time the Quakers able to clear. And now once again, here comes Ogle trying to work it up ahead. Looking at the return on the touch pass, battling with the Rams again. A little bit of contact there, nothing called on either end. And it's sent back into Moorestown territory.
But you saw nice speed there again from Schaefer. Ashley Schaefer, again, showing some speed there. She was able to get ahead of Ogle, and then the sweeper for Gloucester Catholic was able to just clear it away.
So now a chance for Moorestown, down to 3:10 to go in the first half. 2-0 That man, Bill Mulvihill's team trailing Gloucester Catholic.
Directing the traffic down there.
And two outstanding coaches here, coaches who know how to win. Last year, we mentioned Moorestown won the championship. They actually had a record at one point of 6-4-1 before they got on that roll and won the state title. Chipped along the near side, out of bounds.
Yeah, it's not how you start, Ed, it's how you finish.
And you will see a lot of teams, a lot of great teams in South Jersey. Maybe they have 4 or 5 losses, partially because of the competition they face, and they may come in as a 6 seed or 7 seed, and all of a sudden they're still the team to beat. Headed back into Gloucester Catholic territory, and Graham will take no chances, setting it up along the far side. If you're Gloucester Catholic here, hey, you'd love another goal, but Mike, with just over 2 minutes left, I'm sure the coaching staff is saying, if nothing else, be careful in your own end and get out of here in the half up 2-0.
Yeah, but you don't want to change your playing style either, Ed. You don't want to crawl back into a shell and try and just keep them out, because that's when you're opening the door for bad things to happen. Keep playing that aggressive style.
2 minutes now to play in the first half, as the Rams now will try to work it out, but the Quakers will get another throw-in along the far side of the field. As Davis now sending it towards the middle. Kicked out nicely by De Laurentiis. Now a chance for Gloucester Catholic to break the other way. And to fight her way through the crowd once again is Nikki Stone. Well, the goal scorers tonight for Gloucester Catholic. Actually almost had the first goal. She had the second one, but just couldn't get to the ball before it was rolled in by one of her teammates. Now it's sent up along the near side. Good breakup that time on that pass, because if Mary Chu doesn't get to it, one of the Quakers along the near side, Megan Crable's in for a clear shot. Gloucester Catholic now looking to work it out, but unable to control it that time for the Rams is Vardabedian.
Moorestown trying to work quickly here to get one last scoring push before the clock expires in the first half.
Moorestown will get a throw in. Final minute of play here in the first half. Quakers look to head it towards the net, trying to get to it once again and send it across. Is Samantha Davis. Cleared out of the zone once again, and now looking to work it out is Vardabedian. And knocked away, but a throw-in coming up for Gloucester Catholic with 40 seconds to go in the half. Up along the far side, now Vardabedian giving chase, unable to get to it.
Quick.
And a throw-in coming up for Moorestown. Ogle able to send it up ahead with a head pass, and Samantha Davis knocked down, and we'll have a foul call, but time running out here for Moorestown. 15 seconds to go in the half. They have to hurry.
Right away!
There's the kick with 8 seconds showing on the clock. Rams able to head it out. And the final seconds will tick away here in the first half. 2 seconds, 1 second, and that will do it. A very impressive first half for the visitors from Gloucester Catholic, the number 3 team in South Jersey, leading number 1 Moorestown by a score of 2-0. We'll be back with more on Comcast Channel 5 right after this. Full moon out here at Moorestown High School. There's your stories. We start the second half. Gloucester Catholic leading Moorestown by a count of 2-0. Ed Benkin here with Mike Shute. Mike, very impressive first half by Gloucester Catholic, even after a strong start by Moorestown.
Yeah, I mean, Moorestown came out, and for the first 5 minutes or so, all the play was in their offensive half of the field, and then all of a sudden, Gloucester Catholic gets an opportunity, boom, 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 they come down, free kick, goal. Same thing happens again, Gloucester Catholic controls a little more, and then boom, they get another goal. So they haven't had, you see 2-0, you think, wow, Gloucester Catholic must be all over them. They must be, all the play must have been in Moorestown's defensive end, but it hasn't. The score doesn't necessarily indicate the way the game is going, but Gloucester Catholic has been much more aggressive nonetheless. And at the half, observing what was going on at halftime, Coach Bill Mulvihill had his team down in the goal that you almost see in your picture there, to our left, to the left of your screen, for Moorestown, talking to them, had them in there until there was about 1:20 left in the half. So they clearly had a lot to discuss at halftime, and are going to try and right the ship in the second half.
Moorestown in the white, Gloucester Catholic in the maroon, in case you're just joining us, is now it's sent back into the Moorestown end. Sent back to the keeper, Santa Spurd, as she'll try to work it up ahead to one of her teammates on the near side. Trying to work it out now is Lauren McAfee. Unable to do so, and quickly a throw-in now for Gloucester Catholic. Rams trying to come right back at the Quakers. Nikki Stone clearing one across, a chance in front, the shot towards the net, and a tremendous save by Santaspirt, as that had goal number 3 labeled all over it, but Santaspirt able to leap up and knock it away.
Yeah, she was a little bit off balance and not really in position, but was able to make the play anyway. Looked like she was kind of in between whether to go out and make the play on the crossing ball, but she was able to go and get enough up and make the save.
Quakers trying to work it into the Gloucester Catholic end, but Rams able to knock it out. Here is Stone again trying to work it up ahead, splitting a couple of Moorestown defenders, and now we'll try to slip it in. Trying to get in along the far side. May have room to get a shot away if she can get by the last defender, cannot. As Alex Davis was able to step in front of her, and now the Quakers able to take it away as Davis gets help from Weitzel. Let's take a look at that last chance on net by Gloucester Catholic.
And there's the crossing ball. One touch and then another, and bang, there's the shot. You see she was coming across. Looked like her legs got crossed a little bit as she went up to make the save, but nonetheless stopped the shot from getting into the back of the net. Good work there.
That was Trey Bosch who got the shot on net for Gloucester Catholic. Now the Rams attacking again, trying to get it towards the middle of the field. Trying to get a shot away, trying to turn and fire was Vardabedian, but she had her shot blocked, and the Quakers able to work it back to midfield. Coming around now is Samantha Davis up along the far wing. Ogle cannot catch up to it, and the Rams clear it right back out again. Just about 3 minutes gone by in this second half. Gloucester Catholic with a 2-0 lead over Moorestown. A non-league game, of course, for these two teams, but the Quakers, they get one more win in the league. In its last 3 games, they'll clinch their 8th league title in a row.
And there's so many things to play for, Ed. You've got the conference championship, you've got the coaches tournament, you've got the state tournament. You know, at some point, there's got to be a point where coaches say, you know, what's the most important? And you know, that's a hard decision when you want to sprinkle in these non-league games as well, these competitive non-league games. You know, you're putting your outstanding undefeated record at risk, but at the same time, you're getting your team prepared for the postseason push. And in this case, these two teams obviously taking on one another, getting themselves ready for what's most important. That's that postseason run, and namely the state tournament. Of course, Moorestown defending state champion, so they know what it's all about. Gloucester Catholic, of course, has had a rich history and has won a couple state championships as well. So these two teams know how to win.
Weitzel, you see, was unable to get that pass in deep, so now Vardabedian will work it up for Gloucester Catholic. Quakers able to clear it out now up towards the center of the field. Ogle trying to knock it down, unable to get to it. Now Trey Bosch works it along the far side, and here comes Chu for Gloucester Catholic. Trying to work it across now, looking for some room is Mary Chu. And Moorestown will watch as they set up on the free kick. A chance again now for Gloucester Catholic. Already up 2-0, looking for more. Sent towards the net, but wisely watching there is Santaspirt. She'll let it bounce out of bounds. So chance now for Moorestown to work it out of their own end on this beautiful autumn night. Full moon out here at Moorestown, and right now Gloucester Catholic in control, up 2-0.
Howl if you want to. Go ahead.
No, for the viewer's sake, I will abstain from doing that. It was nice to see finally get some of that good fall, early October, now mid-October weather, where we had summer, then we had nothing but rain. So finally you get that weather you like, and as you mentioned, great weather for a soccer game tonight. Well, Schaefer trying to work it up ahead. Her pass knocked away, but a chance again now, as Moorestown will look to throw it in. McAfee now will do the honors. And up along the near side, Rams able to kick it back out again, and now they look to control. As you said, Mike, it'd be very interesting to see if Gloucester Catholic, as you probably correctly stated, doesn't come out of what they did in the first half to get them that 2-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's going to be a point where they may start to play a little differently because they want to protect and walk away with a win. And there's a time to do it. Right now is not the time. I mean, there's still too much time left in this game. You have to remain with your style, keep pressing, keep having those speedsters be aggressive to the ball and go to the net.
Speaking of speedsters, good hustle that time by Elwell to try to work it back up ahead as she's able to track down the ball. Long shot on goal. Bounces on Maloney. She's able to grab that one easily. And hey, sometimes you're not getting too many chances. You just fire one in from all the way out there and you see what happens.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you've got a shot. Take it. You never know.
Now some contact. A little bit of a push there, and Gloucester Catholic will get it back. 33:30 to go in this second half. 2-0 Gloucester Catholic on top. You mentioned all the things to play for, Mike. We were alluding it to. It seems like most coaches would either pick the conference or the group or state championship if they had a choice of one or the other. The coaches tournament, hey, it's a fun thing to be involved with. It's good for bragging rights, but the other two usually take precedence.
Yeah, and a lot of times too, I had previously covered soccer at the Courier Post, and there was a time where the boys soccer, at least, and just to give you an example, and Shawnee and Cherry Hill East had been battling tooth and nail all year long. This is before they both were in the same conference. They were in, Shawnee was in the Burlington County League and Cherry Hill East the Olympic, but they had been battling tooth and nail all year in terms of being the number one, number two teams in the polls. Well, they wound up playing each other in the. I think they had a regular season game against each other that they scheduled. Then they played each other in the coaches tournament final. Then they played each other in the Group 4 state South Jersey final. So, it's great to see that competition. And then, yeah, which is most important to you?
Samantha Davis with a fine play, able to get it towards the middle of the field, but they cannot get the shot away. Rolls back out, and now hustling after it is McAfee. She can't get to it, and Gloucester Catholic able to work it up ahead. Knocking it down for Moorestown now is Bigley trying to work it ahead once again.
Moorestown showing some spark, though, Ed, right now. You've seen them keep a little bit of some sustained pressure on here.
Ball rolls out of bounds, and chance now for Gloucester Catholic to work it out. Only one really strong chance on net in this second half. That coming from Gloucester Catholic on the shot on goal, and Sandisburg basically saving the game for Moorestown.
Yeah, that was big because they score there. You can forget it.
Right now, Gloucester Catholic in control of this game, up 2-0 as they look to boot it out.
You don't see players do that too often, what just happened there. Usually, if the ball goes out of bounds along the goal line, the defender will take the ball for whatever side it is, put it down on that side of the 6-yard box, and kick it. She took it to the other side, which is... Most people probably don't even know that you can do that, but you can. You never see it done because they just, convenience sake, I guess, they pick it up, put it down the nearest spot on the 6, and kick it away, but you can do that.
Rams able to work it back out once again. Sent back towards the middle of the field, and now it's kicked ahead. Giving chase for a moment for Gloucester Catholic was Treybosh, couldn't get to it. Now the Quakers look to control as Ogle now will try to send it up ahead, but once again the Rams able to knock it away. It'll be a throw-in coming up for Moorestown. Bigley now has it knocked right back out again, and Moorestown will keep possession. In Moorestown, it seems like, Mike, they're able to get some room along the wings to work, but nothing really towards the middle of the field.
But that's where you want to start your offense, is on the wings, along the sidelines. You want to get things going, make things happen, and then get the ball to the middle. But you want to work it down, up and down the sidelines and try and make things happen out there. Then, hopefully you can get a cutter, something happens, maybe a defensive breakdown, and then someone's wide open for a shot on a crossing ball.
We mentioned how Gloucester Catholic was trying to stay ahead of Highland in the division. The Tartans ranked 19th in South Jersey this week. Clearview also in their division ranked 20th.
Clearview, though, 20th, yet their record, I think, is a losing one. So, I don't know. That must speak something to the Tri-County Conference if you've got a team that's 5-7-1 ranked 20th.
Especially when you play Gloucester Catholic twice.
Yeah.
Now it's sent back towards the middle of the field and looking to work it up once again is Moorestown. And well, now up along the far side. Quakers trying to get somebody break to the net. Going hard is Chumney trying to get the pass. They're unable to get it to her. Now on the third try, it's kicked right back out again. Long looping pass towards the net. Good alert play that time by Maloney. As she anticipated that pass, jumped in front of it, was able to grab it.
And that's the kind of aggression you want to see from your goalkeeper. Be aggressive. You've got that advantage of being able to get out and grab the ball with your hands. We saw someone use their hands there. No call, though, on your screen in front of you. But, you can go out there and get that ball. You've got that reach advantage. More times than not, you're going to be able to pick the ball off of someone's head. I mean, get to it before it gets to their head. So go out, be aggressive, and make the play, because you can. You're breaking up a scoring opportunity. B, you can start the offense quickly on the other end if you get a quick outlet.
28:45 to go in the second half. 2-0 Gloucester Catholic with the lead. Both goals coming in the first half for the Rams. And now quickly Moorestown will get ready, as they will get a chance now on the direct kick.
Dangerous play there, as the cleats went up high.
And it'll be Elwell who will do the honors now for Moorestown. Sent to the far side of the field. Now Moorestown trying to set it up towards the middle, but once again knocked away. Another fine play made by Vardabedi in her own end. So much talk about how well she's been able to score so far this season. Done a good job on the Gloucester Catholic end as well.
And that might speak, Ed, to the fact that Gloucester Catholic may have already started to kind of bring some of that, bring a little shell to the table, if you will, and come back and try and, add an extra defender back there to keep Moorestown out of the defensive end.
Well, the way they played, and again, as you mentioned, they were doing very well even before they brought an extra player back with 27:36 to go in a game that they pretty much, I don't want to say dominated, because Moorestown certainly had some chances in the Gloucester Catholic end, but they've capitalized on their opportunities and have maintained that momentum. Not a bad thought right now here as we are getting close to the midway point of the second half. Chance now for a throw-in for Gloucester Catholic, as Casey Leroy will send it in for the Rams.
Come on, you got to protect the
Ahead
ball.
now, trying to work it out as McCusker. Trying to work it up ahead, but it's kicked away, and setting it up ahead is Cantwell. Back it goes along the near side. A chance now for Gloucester Catholic to set up. Lorenis.
Pretty ball.
Very nice pass up ahead to Schaefer, and she'll send it back along the far side. Touch pass goes to the middle. Now the Rams able to get it near side. Here comes De Laurentiis coming along the near wing, sending one across, and it's read beautifully by the keeper, Santa Spurtis, who's able to intercept that pass.
De Laurentiis didn't really give herself much of an angle. She probably had time to maybe get one more touch before she took the shot, and may have given herself a better angle to possibly put that in the back of the net.
Might have been a little burst of adrenaline. She saw she was open along the near side, came charging in, as you mentioned, then caught herself at a bit of a bad angle.
Let's go, Mike!
Quakers able to throw it in and again try to work it along the far side. Instead, Gloucester Catholic will get it back. Rams, if they win this game, will go to 14-0 and hand Moorestown its second loss of the year.
Moorestown's lone loss, Ed, not to a South Jersey opponent, as they lost to the Petty School. And that was a road game they played up there.
Now a throw-in coming up again from Moorestown. And again, the Petty School, one of these top programs out of conference. There you see the story now in the second half. 25:40 to go. Rams holding the 2-goal lead.
And Petty also, I think we mentioned earlier, they have fifth-year seniors on their team, so they're basically a prep school.
Sent up towards the middle, headed up along the far side. And again, the Quakers unable to get a shot on net. Every time you're able to get the ball towards the middle of that field, Gloucester Catholic is there to put up that wall and knock it away. Now a throw-in coming up for Moorestown. McGinley will throw it in for Moorestown. Near side it goes, trying to get her head on, unable to get a chance to get a shot away or a pass in front was McAfee. But now a foul called against Gloucester Catholic.
And they're going to say just outside the box. So we'll have a direct kick opportunity here for the Quakers. This could be a good chance.
And they haven't had too many of them in the second half. I think it'll be Kristen McAfee lining it up.
I think it was Wetzel who was taken down. They're discussing what to do here, but this is a direct kick, so it does not have to be touched by a second player.
And it's Chumney who sails one high over the crossbar, and look back over at the bench, seemed to be confused about something as she sailed that shot in. Not sure if she knew whether to pass or shoot. And instead, it'll be a chance for Gloucester Catholic as Bill Mulvihill talking it over with one of his players, Megan Crable.
Bill, former assistant coach at Rowan, Gloucester State, when it was at one time when they won the national championship back in 1990. This past weekend, they had a 15-year reunion of that men's soccer national championship team. Bill, though, so dedicated to his craft, Ed, did not attend as he had to scout another opponent. So he skipped the game, skipped the big 15-year reunion down there at Rowan on the campus in Glassboro to scout an upcoming opponent.
Mike, you and I are a bit familiar with that Glassboro State Championship run, were we not?
Sure we are.
Mike and I were on the radio broadcast team as college students watching Gloucester State with Bill Mulvihill helping out, winning that championship. A lot of great players from South Jersey on that team. Just a tremendous run, and a great job by Dan Gilmore. Of course, a lot of players in our area go on to play for down at Gloucester.
Absolutely. Real successful program. I think Coach Gilmore's been there now for like 30 years at the helm of the Rowan program.
And counting.
Yeah. Big story on him this past weekend in the Courier Post, I believe on Sunday.
And we are now down to 23 minutes to play in this second half. Gloucester Catholic up 2-0, and at this point, no signs of slowing down. They've done a fine job here in the second half of denying Moorestown any kind of quality chances. Nicky Stone chasing after it on the far side for the Rams.
I will say, you can say this, though, about this game, that Moorestown is definitely much more aggressive here in the second half, and Gloucester Catholic has not had near the scoring chances they had in the first.
De Lorena sending it ahead with a good chance there, and it was just knocked away. Let's see, maybe it was not knocked away. I thought one of the Quakers may have touched it on the way out of bounds. They did not, as Sandusburg was able to dive after it, rolled away from everybody. If you're Gloucester Catholic right now, this is the advantage with both of these teams, Mike. They've been through so many long runs and tournaments and big conference games. You know Gloucester Catholic's not going to get nervous up 2-0. You know Moorestown's not going to panic down 2-0.
Not yet.
I don't know if panic would be the right word. Maybe desperation would be a better one, too.
Right, and I think more than anything, you might see some frustration because they haven't trailed really this year other than that loss to the Petty school. So, it's a different situation for your team to be in, and how you react to it and how you learn from it, even more importantly. This is, of course, a non-league game, so really not a lot at stake here other than their #1 ranking, which, it's a lot. But, I mean, in the big picture, you're not losing anything in terms of state tournament, in terms of your conference championship, in terms of, the South Jersey Coaches Tournament.
There's another booming shot that goes wide, and as you alluded to before, Mike, when in doubt at this point, just put it on the net, but that one sailing over the head of Maloney and over the bar and a little bit wide as well. 21:07 to go in the second half. Gloucester Catholic leading 2-0. If the score does hold up, you wonder, depending on how they do this week, how the Lenape Indians might feel. They're #2. They're sandwiched right in between Moorestown and Gloucester Catholic.
Well, should things follow suit, these two teams could meet again Sunday, like we said earlier on, in the Coaches Tournament semifinal, which could quite well even things out, so to speak, in terms of the South Jersey rankings, as again they're published every Monday, at least in the Courier Post.
If these two teams split, if they do play again and they split tonight's game and Sunday's game, I wouldn't want to be the pollster on Monday because it's going to be a tough ball with these teams, actually 2 of the 3 teams here and the third team, Lenape, all at the top, and of course Lenape also with a difficult schedule this week. The Rams able to send it up ahead. Bounce through for a moment. Giving chase is Mary Chu trying to get the shot away. She cannot as it rolls into the far corner. Stone now will be able to control. She'll get a corner kick now for Gloucester Catholic, and we'll turn it over to one of her teammates as Vanabedian will do the honors.
And we've seen Gloucester Catholic effective on restarts before tonight, so let's see what they do here.
Forward, pick up 25!
They keep 2 defenders back near midfield.
Vanabedian, good high kick towards the far side of the net. No one able to get to it for Gloucester Catholic, and it will bounce out of bounds. Had a couple of her teammates going towards the far post, just could not connect.
And there you see that both coaches at once,
Kate Marvin and Alyssa Ogle, return to the
Ormsby and Mulvihill, both watching the action closely. A big conglomerate over there of Moorestown fans.
That's looks like the student section. They have not had much to cheer about tonight. And again, you get a program that wins year in and year out. You not only get the support of the community, but a lot of the students as well. And Again, they're used to seeing their team win, but right now Gloucester Catholic in control up 2-0 and looking for more. Schaefer tries to get in, cut off beautifully. Looked like Schaefer was going to get a clear chance on goal, but Chumney came in, Make That Elwell came in and swept it away as it's bounced towards the net. And once again, Sandisburg is able to grab it.
And you see the Moorestown keeper quickly outlet the ball up the opposite side of the field. They call that changing the field to try and change the momentum. You have a lot of people on this near side where the ball just came from, so switch it up. You may have an open player or two up that other side.
18:35 to go in this second half. Gloucester Catholic up 2-0. Again, both goals coming in the first half. And a lot of times too, Mike, we talked about how Gloucester Catholic plays this. When you have players who have been through this, and the coaches will give the instructions, but they know where to be, they know how to play it, and they know not to make the big mistake. That's the advantage about having two veteran teams out there.
Yeah, and you know, you say veteran teams, and when you say veteran, you think senior, junior, but both these teams also have some key sophomores and freshmen out there as well. And it's not so much that they have the experience at this level, but they have so much experience just playing soccer over the years. I mean, these all these town programs and the traveling programs. I mean, these girls play games all over the country. It's not just, you know, look, oh, we're going to Moorestown, oh, wow, or oh, we have to travel down to Gloucester Catholic's field. These girls have played in Washington, D.C. They're playing all over the place. So this is not anything, you know, that they're not used to handling.
They stopped the clock for a moment. Bill Mulvihill not happy about something as he had a few heated words with one of the officials. So now they will get set to restart as Moorestown will send it in. They still have not started the clock. Now it goes at 17:45 and counting as the Quakers try to work it in. Ball rolls out of bounds, and now Gloucester Catholic will get a chance to work it out. So now again, Gloucester Catholic could it get to a point now, Mike, you get under 15 minutes and the team has a 2-0 lead, and in no particular hurry to kind of kick it out of their own end.
Yeah, always frustrating when you're on the other end of that too, because you see, and it's just the nature of the game. I mean, there's just so much advantage there when you're up 2-0 and then the ball went out of bounds. Let me go get it. It's no rush. What's the big hurry? You know. Meanwhile, the other teams, come on, let's go. And you know, a lot of times, you know, if it gets really out of control, you'll see the officials take control of that and stop the clock.
Now Moorestown able to get it back, and now trying to work it in as Samantha Davis now goes to the near corner and going after it is Crable. Ball rolling out of bounds now, and a throw-in coming up for Gloucester Catholic. And now Moorestown not even getting too many opportunities along the wing as the Rams have frustrated them. And so now trying to get it free from Moorestown, works it back over to Bigley. Bigley will send it up towards the middle. Trying to work it in across and trying to get to it, unable to do so with Samantha Davis. Now it's in a long, high shot. That goes way over not only the soccer goal, but would have been good from about 50 yards out if she was a place kicker. Sending that one towards the net was Krista McAfee.
And Moorestown trailing 2-0 right now. Could use a three-pointer, Ed. Would come in handy.
Well, wrong night for that.
Yes.
Only count for one, and it has to go a little lower than the football goalpost. And again, the Rams not in any particular hurry to work it out of their own end. Now headed up along the near side. Make that the far side is giving chase for it once again is Bigley.
And here's the haste you're talking about. Moorestown quickly trying to get this ball back in play. And you'll see they'll quickly throw it in. Usually now when you're trailing like this, you're going to, you know, the first person who's close to the ball will take the free kick or take the throw in. You know, none of this setting up. Let's just get the ball moving because we're in rush mode here. Kind of like your 2-minute offense of football, Ed, except it's your 15.5-minute offense, I guess.
Well, when you're down by 2, there's a little more urgency. Down by 1, a little different with 15 minutes and change to go. But they're trying to set themselves up for a shot once again near the net. Haven't had too many here in the second half that have come close to getting it on the goalkeeper, Maloney. Now a scramble for it. Ogle tried to kick it free, unable to get to it. It rolls out of bounds. And again, Gloucester Catholic will work it out with 15 minutes exactly remaining in the second half. 2-0, Gloucester Catholic leading Moorestown.
And you haven't seen Gloucester Catholic make too many mistakes back there. Even though they're not getting the big clear, they're not booting the ball out far on loose balls like that, they're not letting shots get off either. I mean, they're kind of just stuffing things up, keeping the ball close, keeping close to their marks, and Moorestown's really not able to shake free to make anything happen.
Nice play that time to knock it down by Crable to try to get it up ahead, and now trying to work it free is McAfee. Works it back. Good burst of speed by Elwell. She'll send it up ahead. Turning now, trying to work her way in for a shot is Morrissey. Morrissey had it knocked down and taken away. Another shot is blocked. Trying to kick it on net was Parvin. And Gloucester Catholic will get it back.
Great work there by Gloucester Catholic. You see number 25, Abigail Graham, taking this free kick, and again taking her time, Ed, as we mentioned, but she came back and made a big stick there to keep the ball from heading towards the penalty box and keeping things out of that area.
Graham has been outstanding tonight for Gloucester Catholic in her own end, clearing it out when Moorestown has had a couple of chances. Marvin unable to control now from Moorestown, so a throw in for Gloucester Catholic, and again Graham's just taking the extra second there to set up, working the clock again down to 13:30 to play.
And keeping in tune with that time deal that we were talking about, Ed, where no rush and whatever. The other thing you always see a lot of is then the team that's ahead will, every time they get an opportunity, they'll send a sub in. There's another 15, 20 seconds. It milks the clock even more.
Well, viewers in our area certainly know not to turn off the TV with a 2-0 deficit for one team, because we saw West Deptford leading Gateway 2-0 earlier this year on a rainy night. And Gateway came back with 2 goals to tie it late, and then a game winner in overtime to win that one 3-2. Moorestown looking for some similar heroics as they trail Gloucester Catholic 2-0. Sent back along the far side, and now a chance for a throw-in coming up for Gloucester Catholic. Chipped up ahead along the far side of the field, headed right back in again. But once again, we see the Quakers not getting too many chances to bring it in and get a quality chance on goal. Now working up ahead along the far side is Parvin. Parvin will try to get a ball clear towards the net. Able to get it towards the net, partially deflected. Now it bounces towards the net, but Maloney was there in perfect position, and she makes a fine save.
That was a dangerous opportunity for Moorestown. Gloucester Catholic snuffs it out, though, and the shot just right at the goalkeeper. She didn't even have to move, just came right up to her.
Now a chance for Gloucester Catholic to work it back out again. And Maloney hasn't been too busy tonight, but she's been in position, been ready every time the ball's come her way, and looked very poised back there. And we built this up so much as Gloucester Catholic being able to bring their high-powered offense in against Moorestown's stingy defense. But Gloucester Catholic's defense hasn't been bad either tonight.
Exactly, yeah, that's why I wanted to quickly, once things got rolling, recognize that, because Gloucester Catholic has been good. 7 shutouts this year. Handball there.
Now a chance for Moorestown, but as you see, speeding things up a little bit, down by 2 goals. Set along the near wing, and now looking to work it up for Moorestown, trying to kick it free is Crable. Crable now giving chase. The Rams will try to clear that. Goes off one of the Quakers, and it will bounce out of bounds. Took a funny spin, but managed to cross the line. And a throw-in coming up now for Gloucester Catholic. Set up ahead now, and the Rams will look to save it back in. They do, but it goes right to one of the Quakers, who's working it out once again and trying to send it free is McAfee. Throw-in coming up now is setting it up ahead for Moorestown is Crable.
Pushing the back there as Davis gets shoved.
She was sandwiched there with a couple of Rams, but now a direct kick coming up for the Moorestown Quakers, #1 in South Jersey. 9-1 coming into this contest.
Not working quickly here. They want to make sure they play with precision on this free kick opportunity.
And Weitzel gets a good kick angling towards the net, but 4 Rams there able to work it out. That was a fine kick by Weitzel. The Gloucester Catholic defensive well. Now there's another long shot towards the net. And knocking that one down is Maloney. Just putting that one towards the net was Bigley. The save was made. 10 minutes to play now in the second half.
And you'll see Gloucester Catholic bringing a sub here.
So Gloucester Catholic, as we mentioned, #3 in South Jersey. Both of these teams apparently on their way to winning their divisions this year, but Again, we talked about things you play for, not just for division, not just for playoffs and coaches tournament, but games like this determine how high you finish ranked. And while certainly not as important as the others, it's something you want to finish as high as you can.
Moorestown caught a break there.
Now a shot on net, and Maloney is there to make the save. Fine play by Bridget Morrissey to gather it and get a decent shot on goal, but Maloney, again, right in position, able to make the save. So Moorestown finally now getting a couple of chances on net, but Maloney's been sharp.
Brooke Cantwell stuck with things, though, number 20, Ed, for Moorestown. Looked like Gloucester Catholic might clear it, but she played the mistake. In other words, she kept going. Should Gloucester Catholic mishandle that? They did. It led to that scoring opportunity. That's what a lot of good goal scorers will do, Ed. They will play the mistake. In other words, a ball like that where it's fed in, you assume the defender's going to miss it. Because if they do, you're the only person there, and it's going to be your goal. If they kick it away, it's a big deal. But that's how good goal scorers make opportunities. They play that mistake. They assume that the defensive player is going to mishandle it or not play it properly and get in position to play that mistake.
Wetzel will just put that direct kick in from the side towards the goal nicely. We'll try it again. 8:20 to play. Gloucester Catholic leading Moorestown 2-0. A chance now again for the Quakers. Wetzel trying to send it through the middle, and again headed out nicely. Good thought that time with two of her teammates breaking towards the net, but it was broken up. It looked like Graham once again was able to get a head on it.
Yeah, just a little chip there. Try to flick it over the wall and hope somebody can run on, but not to be. Gloucester Catholic broke it up. They've been doing it all night, really.
Maceros getting in there as well to help knocking out. Now a foul called against the Quakers, so a chance for Gloucester Catholic to get it back and work some more clock.
And again, Gloucester Catholic in no rush. 3 different Rams already handled the ball until they get it set for the sweeper back there who will take the free kick.
Now ready to send it out is Scafidi sending it up ahead. Quakers able to knock it back out.
This could be an opportunity.
It's Cantwell now racing after it. Got 2 defenders to beat. Tries to slip by 1, and a foul called, so a chance now on the free kick.
That one could have gone either way. They're going to award the free ball to Moorestown, however.
Nearly 7 minutes to play. Gloucester Catholic trying to go unbeaten. This one, maybe not one of the biggest as far as obviously how divisions play out and how the coaches tournament plays out, but certainly one of the biggest wins they'll have this year if they can hold on.
It seemed like both players there had an opportunity to it, yet neither of them had an opportunity to get to that.
Looks like it'll be Chumney who will take the kick here for Moorestown. They want to make sure they're all set. Low kick that was knocked down. That was actually Elwell who took that shot, but didn't really get much on it. And back comes Stone the other way for Gloucester Catholic.
And Stone has shown great speed, but Moorestown quickly recovers, sends 3 back. But we've got an opening here.
Going towards the middle of the field, trying to get ahead with a shot that goes wide. And Mary Chu was breaking through the middle. Stone could not get her the ball.
You know, that's not such a bad play because, because again, the clock is ticking, Ed. And look, the Moorestown goalkeeper had to run all the way to the sideline there. The ball boy on the side, just a small little guy, can't quite get the ball onto the field, so the goalkeeper ran out to go get it. But again, that took some precious time away from the Quakers.
Under 6 minutes to play, and Gloucester Catholic gaining more valuable time, ticking off the clock, getting ever so close to trying to knock off the #1 team. What a great victory it would be for this Gloucester Catholic squad and head coach Kate Ormsby, who Mike mentioned earlier won her 100th career game earlier this year, but number 111 might be a little more meaningful.
Yeah, 1-1-1 against the number. It could be number 1-1-1 against the #1 team. So that'll be an interesting little storyline for you.
You play the lottery if you're the coach.
Powerball, right? What's it? 300 million?
I think I've lost count. All I know is I don't have the winning ticket.
Take my piece of that.
Yeah, I'd settle for just about 2 million of that.
I'd take about 1/300th of it.
even after Uncle Sam comes a knocking.
Yeah.
And now again, Gloucester Catholic able to take the time. There's the little extra bounce there as they get set for the throw-in, and the clock winds down. 5 minutes to play here in Moorestown. 2-0 Gloucester Catholic. Now it's kicked out once again, and now Moorestown will look to work it up ahead. Coming across now, looking to work it across is Cantwell. Lost the ball out of bounds, and now Moorestown will watch as Gloucester Catholic gets another throw-in. Well, if this score does hold up, Mike, I think I don't think, again, as we said earlier, people would have been shocked if Gloucester Catholic could beat Moorestown. I think people will be impressed with the final score and the way Gloucester Catholic went about winning this game if it holds up.
Well, especially when you say, both goals in the first half, wow, they jumped on them 2-0. And that was within the first half of the first half. In other words, the first 20 minutes of play, they were up 2-0. So that is what's been really impressive. And the way they were able to cash in on two, they really only had 2 opportunities. They cashed in on both of them right away. And from there, it's just been, they've been able to hang on and kind of play even soccer, really, and we've seen no scoring since then.
Yeah, 2 goals in a month against Moorestown isn't easy, and they're able to do it in one half. And now trying to hold off the Quakers. Under 4 minutes to play now, but Gloucester Catholic will take some more time off the clock as they work it in Moorestown territory. Sent up ahead now by Vardabidian. And now a chance for Moorestown as the Quakers will hurry to throw it in.
Andy McGinley returns to the Quaker lineup.
Try to get it back up towards the center of the field, but now with 3.5 minutes to play, time continues to tick away on Moorestown's chances for a comeback.
And I think really what it comes down to tonight, Ed, you look at the score 2-0, and I think the real difference has been Gloucester Catholic's speed. I think that has been the difference in this game. It seems like they're just a little bit quicker than Moorestown tonight.
And they have had that extra step. It was something we noticed right from the start, and that's not a knock on Moorestown. It's just the way Gloucester Catholic has come out of this game, and now with 3 minutes to play, they maintain that 2-0 lead. Ready to throw it in again to the Quakers, trying to get it through towards the middle, trying to turn it around now with Samantha Davis. Touch pass up ahead, now it's sent towards the net. They fight for it, getting her head on it, rolling towards the net is McGinley, but Maloney, able to read that the whole way, will throw it up ahead along the near side after making the save. McAfee now will send it back. Bigley trying to set it up, knocked away. A throw-in coming up for Moorestown. Near side it goes now, and it's Samantha Davis looking to work it up ahead. And was able to knock it back out again.
There's Davis again. They're showing some great skill. The way she brought that ball down and tried to make the pass.
In the near corner, chance now coming up for Moorestown as McGinley will try to get it towards the net, knocked away. And a chance now for Moorestown on the throw-in with 2 minutes to play.
Now obviously here, Moorestown has, actually, it looks like a free kick. It's not on the corner, so it's not a corner kick.
So it will be a free kick, not a corner kick. They'll get it almost the same thing with where the ball is.
Mm-hmm. Moorestown's got everybody in there.
So does Gloucester Catholic as it's knocked away. Just about every player on the field except for the Moorestown goalkeeper was in right near the net.
And actually, she was up about at the 40, 35-yard line on the football field, so she was even in deep trying to make something happen should that ball pop back out all the way out to her.
Another chance now is trying to work it up as Chumney. Davis trying to work it back in. Chumney now chipping one towards the net, and the Rams will just try to kick it out. It was miskicked as it bounces along the near side. Finally, the Rams able to get it towards the middle of the field. A collision there, and we'll have a foul call. They're going to call it against Gloucester Catholic. It looked like it was Stone who was hit from behind, but they'll give it to the Quakers.
Yeah, they called obstruction, I guess, on Stone there as Moorestown was trying to run to the ball, and they wound up running through Stone.
But just 50 seconds to play as it rolls back in on Maloney. Now she will kick it up ahead for Gloucester Catholic. Rams on their way to victory at Moorestown. A game a lot of people in South Jersey were looking forward to, not just this week, but again, one of the games they had circled on the calendar throughout the year. And looks like Gloucester Catholic's going to remain unbeaten at the expense of the top-ranked Quakers.
And Moorestown will suffer their first loss to a South Jersey opponent. Again, we mentioned earlier on their lone loss came to the Petty School.
They are beginning to celebrate on the Gloucester Catholic sideline a bit now with 10 seconds to play. A chance now for Moorestown with the clock winding down. Maloney dives out and makes the save, and that'll run out the final seconds of the game. 3, 2, 1. That will do it as one of the Quakers is shaken up. Diving in on that play was Weitzel, and she is injured. Meanwhile, the Rams will celebrate. They have a 2-0 victory over number 1 Moorestown.
Yeah, Weitzel took a bad fall there. At that point of the game, the keepers got that ball handled, she just kind of was trying to make that last push to try and make something happen and took a bad fall. Hopefully she's not hurt too badly at this point of the game.
Well, you see the Rams celebrating in the middle of the field. A big victory for Gloucester Catholic. They win it by a score of 2-0. Post-game coming up when we return to Moorestown. You're watching high school girls soccer on Comcast Channel 5.
Table for in the future for you guys. All right.
Welcome back to Moorestown High School. Ed Benkin here with you along with Mike Shute. Our post game is underway, and Gloucester Catholic, the number 3 team in South Jersey, comes to Moorestown, beats the top-ranked Quakers by a count of 2-0. A very impressive performance. Kate Hornsby, the head coach of Gloucester Catholic, has joined us. Coach, I think you're pretty happy with the win. Were you even a little surprised, though? You got 2 goals in one half against a team that doesn't give up 2 goals in 1 month.
Yeah, we're full aware of how strong they are in defense, and Blair in net, I mean, she's pretty much unstoppable. So, you know, we're trying to be opportunistic when we got in there. We were trying to be selective with our shots and make sure that, you know, the shots we were making were the shots we were taking were quality. So, you know, Nikki slid that one home, and it was just, you know, and getting off the corner, it was just opportunistic.
It seemed like, and you can correct us if we were wrong, you didn't really change much when you were up 2-0 until it was late in the game as far as how you were playing this team.
Yeah, I knew Billy in the second half would get kids forward and be a little more defensive on the offensive end, so we knew we were going to have to address that. So I put a couple quicker kids in the middle, and they held their marks pretty good. That's kind of the trademark of our team. We're a very tight marking team, and you know, we don't give up a lot of goals either. And the kids follow their marks, and they made the other girls work for it. And I'm proud of our defense for that.
How does this team hold up week in and week out? I mean, 1 week it's the coaches tournament, the next week you're fighting for the division, the next week you're getting ready for the playoffs, in between you play the number 1 team in South Jersey. A little challenging, huh?
That's South Jersey soccer at its finest. I mean, the Olympic Conference does this all the time, and you know, we have a big week. We have Bishop Eustace on Friday, so it's kind of like you kind of have to be able to shift gears, and you're playing out of conference league games that, you know, that Moorestown is, and that's a big win for us. And now we have to go in the coaches tournament, and next week we'll be ready for the state tournament. So, you know, you got to be able to shift your gears pretty quick.
And on that subject, is it easy then for your players not to get too excited about a win like this because they know, hey, they got to go right back at it with what the schedule they have?
And I reminded them that you know, there's no real letdown because, you know, we're kind of right in the thick of things right now, and this is when we want to be playing our best soccer. So we're fit right now, and I think going into the playoffs and you know, second round of the coaches tournament, I think we have a pretty good chance.
Finally, I know when I talked to you before the game, you said, boy, you really don't like playing here under the lights because you lost here 5-0 last time. Ready to change that philosophy now?
You know what? Billy's been the monkey on my back for a couple of years now, so it feels good to get that monkey off my back. The first year we came here, it was a night game, and my girls were all amped up, and I thought we had a pretty good shot, and Billy ended up destroying us 5-0. And he says it wasn't indicative of the play, but 5-0 was that's a pretty good result. And then last year we got a tie, and then they kind of went into the postseason and ended up winning the state championship. So I kind of like to remind him that we were the reason that, you know, that confidence builder. But it feels good to get the Mulva Hill monkey off my back.
Coach, congratulations. Great win for you tonight.
Thank you very much.
And one of the stars of the game, someone who scored one of the goals, is with Mike Shute right now.
Thanks, Ed. We're here with Nikki Stone, freshman for Gloucester Catholic, who scored either her 7th or 8th goal. She's not sure because she's put them in the back of the net so frequently lately. But, Nikki, tell us about the goal. It was the second goal of the game, obviously. Gave your team a 2-0 lead about midway through the first period. Tell us what happened and how you were able to get it in.
Okay, well, I got the ball and started dribbling, and then I tried to pass it to this girl, Nicolette, but it got cut off, and then she got it back, and she passed it to me, and it just went in.
Your team has a lot of young players. You're a freshman. I know De Laurentiis, she's young as well. Tell us, and your leading scorer, Vardabedian, also a young player. So tell us about how this team's been able to succeed with having the underclassmen doing a lot of bulk of the scoring.
Well, our defenders just get it out, and they do an awesome job. And then the forwards, we all come from club areas, so we're used to putting it in the back of the net. And yeah.
Nikki, now, obviously this is a huge win for you guys, beating the number 1 ranked team in South Jersey. Your team, of course, no slouch either, number 3. But tell us what it means to be able to win a game like this tonight.
It's just amazing. We're all stoked and thrilled, and we just look forward to the rest of the season, hopefully winning the coaches tournament and states.
And speaking of the coaches tournament, it's a chance you might play this team again in a couple of days, right, on Sunday?
Yeah. If we do, we'll just have to come out and do it again.
And what does this win set the table for you guys down the line? I mean, what does it mean for the future of this team as the rest of the season goes on?
As the rest of the season goes on, we'd like to just keep our winning streak going, keep our undefeated record, and win.
Just win, baby. That's what Nikki Stone has to say. Thanks a lot, Nikki. Congratulations on a great victory. We'll bring Ed back in now and wrap things up, Ed. But, hey, Al Davis says it. Just win, baby.
And that's all Gloucester Catholic's done this year. They're unbeaten on the season. This one, certainly one of the bigger ones. And Mike, no surprise that these two teams, I think, are going to be reading the papers in November, get to the point where those brackets get a little smaller and smaller, and both will be in it. But really, for Gloucester Catholic tonight, it's a confidence booster. And at the same time, as Coach Hornsby just talked about, they can't really enjoy it too much because it doesn't get any easier.
Sure, it reflects that time of the year, Ed. It just keeps getting more and more difficult, the games. But I think really, in talking to people here as the game wound down and the coaches afterwards, speed was the difference in this game, and Gloucester Catholic had the speed, and that's really what made the difference.
So an unbeaten record remains unbeaten for Gloucester Catholic. It's a big one. Will be very interesting, especially if these two teams meet again in the coaches tournament, if the rankings get a little bit of a shakeup at the end of the week. Once again, the final score tonight, Gloucester Catholic 2, Moorestown nothing. I'd like to thank Stan Ritter and our entire crew here at Comcast Channel 5. For Mike Shute, this is Ed Benkin saying good night from Moorestown.